back to you if you let it go. Every day is a second chance, a new beginning. Hold my head to the clouds, 'cause I can win. All I know is celebrate when you can. I'll just go to outer space and never land. Ain't nothing about me typical. Spread love, that's a ritual. I know nobody's perfect. We all from the dirt, no matter how rich, no matter how. We are. Oh, all the fire in the sky makes me feel so alive. Even if it's just a night for a million life. Kills me every day, resurrect every time I hear your name. Long thing a long time ago, it comes back to you if you let it go. Black whiskey. Is there a difference?
Real. Man, I appreciate them dudes for talking.
You're now listening to The Real.
Man, I appreciate them dudes for talking about
The Raw.
Wait, they were talking about
The Relatable.
That's exactly what I've been going through.
The Relentlessly Real Podcast.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Good morning. Good morning. We are in the building, everybody. We are in the building.
What up?
Oh, Jesus. Get that. You all right?
So, I'm sleepy.
Yeah. Get that out. Get that taken care of. Welcome to the Relentlessly Real Podcast, where we discuss real, raw, and relatable topics. Thank you so much for taking time to listen to our podcast today, everybody. Let's kick this off with some introductions. My name is John.
My name's Mike.
And as always, I'm Terrence.
As always, he is Terrence. And Mike is back with us, everybody. We are excited.
Yeah.
You know, the crowd goes wild.
Dr. Mike.
You know what I'm saying? So Dr. Mike is back with us today. So we're excited to have him back, man. I got a special question of the day for you guys today, as always. And the question is, can a man without money make a woman happy in a relationship? Can a man without money make a woman happy in a relationship? He's broke.
So define broke.
He don't got no. I mean, he don't got no money. He don't got a job. He don't got no money. He don't got nothing. And so, can he make her happy? Can he make a woman happy without any money?
See, Steve Bezos' ex-wife is dating a math teacher or whatever he is right now. So compared to her,
how she lived before,
compared to her, $23 billion, he has no money. Like, and she signed up. So
I don't know.
I don't know. There's a. I think we kind of hold in on the whole idea of like not having no money at all, no job at all. I think that's gonna be a problem. I think the woman would have some happiness, but the man wouldn't be able to fully make her happy, like entirely. So one, happiness is like our personal responsibility, right? So like at the end of the day, we need to be making ourselves happy, or like finding a way to make ourselves happy rather than depending on somebody else. But when you're in a relationship, there are certain aspects of that where you know that your spouse is supposed to like give some sort of happiness to you or joy to your life. So
they should add to it.
Yeah, they should add to it. Yeah, but you can't buy no gifts. You can't take her nowhere. You like you can't help her pay no bills. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No dates, no nothing.
No nothing. So
yeah, I'm talking about peanut butter and jelly sandwiches at home.
He can plan. Yeah. He could plan a bomb date
using her budget.
Right. How much you got to make? How much you got that we can use towards this date?
Hey, listen. He can listen. Creativity.
Hey, yeah, can you put 5 on this?
So the question is, can she be happy though? Will she be happy, satisfied individual without having someone to have any money?
I'm going to say yes. And here's why I'm saying yes, especially in 2021. I think it's the year, right? 2021.
We're in 2021.
Okay, I'm going to say yes. Here's my caveat. Because I feel like I agree with Mike the idea of people bring their own happiness. You can't make me miserable. So you can't make your partner miserable. It's up to them to make themselves happy, but you can't make it worse. So I feel like and I just thought we really should lean to women, especially if anybody that's on, any women that are on, to kind of comment, because I'm speaking from a man's perspective. But I feel like with women, they need. There you go. And we to be very clear. Sorry, Malik, to the Malik Yobas and all that. I'll be very clear to our last conversation. Born a man, okay? Yeah. Okay. I feel like women have emotional needs, and that is very high. So although I do believe that financial security and protection is important, I feel like the emotional security is sometimes that much higher to a woman. And so as the man, if you are providing that emotional security and making her feel safe emotionally, then you have at least the ability to add to her happiness. And so just so we're clear, if you ain't bringing nothing else to the table, you as the man can't do nothing. Don't call no shots. Don't try to run the household. Don't try to don't try to come up with that bravado, and you better not ever tell her shut up.
She just leave. You leave. And don't come back, and that's it. And it's not your house.
And matter of fact, walk out naked because you didn't even buy that shirt.
Wow.
Walk out naked. You said one point of view. Darlene said, I think both individuals may grow resentful. One because they may feel like they are carrying all the weight, and the other may feel less.
Especially Darlene, especially in this scenario. See, I feel like it's different when it's a man, when you flip the roles. But in this scenario, like in my mind, I can't grasp how as a man you are okay.
So let's talk about that a little bit though. Let's talk about like when flipping the roles. Like if the shoe was on the other foot, could a woman make a man happy if she had like no money, no job, or nothing like that?
Me, no. I mean, I'll speak for me. You can't come. You can't be my woman and you don't bring nothing to the table. That's just me. I'm not.
Is that nothing though? Because you're saying all you said was no money.
No. So I'm being very overly clear. I am not a traditional like husband.
Okay.
And so
take your butt to work, basically.
Take your grass to work.
Go
bring something to this table to contribute.
So if you're a multimillionaire, you would still tell Tanisha you would still have Tanisha working.
No, that's different. Yeah. No, that's different.
You're not that way. So I mean, like if it was financially stable situation, you would. I mean, not stable, but beyond.
I don't know. You start a nonprofit. You got even with that, I'm thinking outside. If I'm even a multimillionaire. No, you got to bring something you have to do something with your time besides stay at home.
I feel like my energy would be like that. I'd be like, oh, so you just been home all day doing what?
Yeah, like, I don't blow my phone up. Like you can blow my.
This whole house got to look different every day. I don't know. Like just move the couches around. I don't know.
What you doing?
Every week.
Working. What do you mean? What am I doing?
Like, what you been doing all day? That's what I want to know.
No, but it's like it'll be the message like, hey, you busy? Yes, I'm at work. Like I'm at work.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Like so
I think the male equivalent is so like Darlene was saying here. She says because most men grow being told they must be the provider, and that's what I agree with. So I feel like for men gotta be providers. Like I guess the equivalent for me would be, or not for me, but just, I think for men it's like, could you be okay with a woman that does not provide you peace? Like she just is like,
oh yeah. No, you
know what I'm saying? Every time you come home, can you stay with a woman that's like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that, like that every single time. Like the energy's always tense and tension and issues and problems. The question is, can you stay?
You got
Terrence
to go.
and Mike.
You got to
under
go.
those circumstances.
You got to go.
Yeah, nah.
No, you got to go.
Yeah, if it's one thing that I value, man, it's my time and my peace.
I can't stand Jason.
I know. I just see.
You better bring that gun back.
If anything else,
we're not doing that today. Okay,
It is literally 11:11 in the morning. Okay?
Right.
Double
11:11. Can we
double
just
hand
slow,
twisted.
Can we slow down the?
we just got here.
No, I'm here for the golf talk. Right.
5 minutes. Anyway,
Oh shoot.
I just think that's the equivalent for men. For men, it's money. I think for women, in my opinion, it might be peace. I mean,
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong.
So I was just saying that like time and peace are the things that I value like the most. Like that's up there. Like I can pretty much endure anything and everything as long as I have like time to be able to, I guess, like have time to myself, have time to like decompress, have time to plan, whatever like that, and then also peace of mind. Like if I got those two things, cool. But if let's say if the woman that I'm involved with is interrupting that peace or is constantly utilizing that time and not respectful of my time in a way of why, like, you know, yeah, I could spend time with you, but there needs to be boundaries set up too. Like I need time to myself as well.
Absolutely.
If you can't respect those two things, if you're hindering those two things, then no, that's not a thing for me. You gotta
And
go.
that's like I'm 100% the same exact way, and that's why I don't think I could be. I can't be with a woman who doesn't work. I'm not knocking any guy who does. I have plenty of friends whose wives to stay at home. I'm not knocking them. I say it for me because what happens is, like, I need you to be no offense, not in a bad way. I need you to be equally as drained when at 6 o'clock. At 6 o'clock,
We need to both come home like
you understand
when
you understand that I need a nap or something like that. But at some point, my fear is if she stay at home, and I'm not saying it's true broad strokes. If she's completely stay at home, she don't work. Maybe she takes care of the household chores, or let's say I'm a millionaire and she doesn't even do that because we got somebody else who does that. I'll come at home and you're like ready to like pounce, like all time, all me, all time, all this, and I'm just like, I don't have it. I don't have it.
No,
you know, so.
No, you and no. Let me just make sure that was clear, just in case. Like, no, we ain't doing that. You have reserve energy because you've been chilling all day. Like, that ain't happening.
That leads to issues.
Yeah, no, I agree. So that was the question of the day. So Terrence has the next flick or chill. So Terrence, go ahead the next flick or chill segment.
Hey, so I know it's been a while since we've done this next flick or chills, but I'm so glad I was able to have an opportunity to do one today. I want to talk about Dune. Dune as always, no spoilers. I'm not giving any spoilers. Dune, which is directed by Denis Villeneuve. He directed some pretty good movies. The Last Blade Runner. He directed Sicario, which is a very, very good movie. Prisoners. He's directed some great movies, and I always say it's never the actors, it's always the director. I will stand by that. This is a movie. It's a sci-fi in its inception, in its entirety. So if you do not like sci-fi at all, if that's not your thing, if you struggle to get through, you will not enjoy this movie. On the flip side, if you are a sci-fi fan, this movie is absolutely phenomenal. It is stunning. It is visually perfect. There are things that this director does. You can even see it through the trailer, through the use of camera angles, camera lenses. He makes like every shot, there is always something in the background that's aesthetically pleasing to view, even in every scope of the scene. That right there is just stellar. It sounds amazing. I'm actually pissed I watched this one at home because this is one I think that should have been enjoyed on the big screen.
Yeah, didn't they introduce it in the movies too?
Yeah. So it launched on the movies, but it also launched on HBO Max. Good point, Mike. It's very well made. It's very well directed. It's very well written. It's very well acted. Zendaya, Javier Bardem, the young boy who's playing the main star. He's relatively new. I think his last name is Shyamalan. He's really good too. Jason Momoa. Just great cast, just really, really good cast. But the thing I'm telling people going into it, you have to go into it knowing that it's an incomplete movie, and it's made for that reason. Which is why I'm a little mad they released it on streaming, because I just feel like it's taken away from the money this movie can make. But it's the part one of a series. It's based off of a book. Okay. It's a remake, and it's based off of a book. And even the original movie, it was said that it can't grasp the whole scope of the book. And even this one too may not grasp the whole scope of the book, but they did a very excellent job. It's a world building movie. So I would, if you like Game of Thrones, it's almost like trying to do Game of Thrones within the confines of a movie, and that's challenging because there's so much depth to the movie. But I would say if you like sci-fi, you need to see it immediately. If you don't like sci-fi, then I would just stay away. I would stay away.
Yeah, it sounds like, or just based off of like the trailer alone, it looks like it's giving Star Wars, and it's funny that the trailer actually mentioned in there like the next best Star Wars or something like that. So it's giving that type of universe.
It does. I would say I compare it more to Game of Thrones than Star Wars, only because it's a world building. It's about competing houses, and it's not necessarily based off of like it reminds me of just that feel of just competing groups trying to grasp power, and there's one messiah that's supposed to be like bring like, you know, so that's the more Star Wars, like balance or whatever it is supposed to save the world. It's that kind of scope, but it's just well made. It's, and Jam, you're right, it is based off the book, and this was, to me, this is the better version I've seen of this book, and it's just so good.
Yeah, I think the original movie came out like in late 70s, early 80s when 84, I was looking.
I think it was 84. Yeah. And it's so funny because he's directed Blade Runner too, which was also a remake of the
80s
or a part 2 of an old sci-fi. It's just good. Like, I can't say it enough. It's good. It's a good movie. John's gonna skip it because I don't. John doesn't.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure John's like.
John doesn't feel as a sci-fi person.
Like, I'll wait.
No, John. Like I wouldn't steer you wrong. This is not your cup of tea. This is like
I could tell as you were talking about. I was like, I fall asleep even hearing.
Yeah, right.
You really gotta be into sci-fi and world building.
It's really not, good. And I'm just like, man, I'll wait. You know. So Alec Baldwin, man, this is sad. He discharged a prop gun on set that left one person dead and another person injured. Alec fired a prop gun while on a set filming Rust in New Mexico, which accidentally killed a cinematographer, Helena Hutchins, and wounded director Joel Souza, according to Variety. Reports state that no one was arrested in the incident and no charges have been filed, according to the Santa Fe County witnesses, and the incident remains open and active. And then he tweeted here, I believe, a statement saying, "There are no words to convey my shock and sadness regarding the tragic accident that took the life of Helena Hutchins, a wife, mother, and deeply admired colleague of ours. I'm fully cooperating with the police investigation to address how this tragedy occurred, and I am in touch with her husband, offering my support to him and his family. My heart is broken for her husband, their son, and all who knew and loved Helena." And that was it. So yeah, man, I don't even know what to say about this story. I didn't know something like that could even transpire, and I kind of want to know you guys' thoughts, because I'm kind of thinking, like, what would you do in that moment where you accidentally discharge a gun? And you didn't even intend to hurt or kill somebody, and that happens, and you got to live with that for the rest of your life. I mean, that's
what I'm worried about. I'm worried about his mental health.
Yeah,
I sincerely am worried about his mental health, the guilt. I mean, he's a lot much older, a lot more mature, so which I'm glad, but that will mess up like the psyche in a heartbeat. Like,
that can mess up the psyche of anyone, man. Like, you would have to be super cold blooded, man, to be like, oh shoot, like, oh well, all right, the show goes on type situation. Like, to accidentally. First of all, let's back up a second. The fact that they're using real guns on set is kind of blowing my mind.
It's common. Right, that's common.
Really?
This is how, if I'm correct, that's how Bruce Lee's son died, Brandon Lee, filming the movie The Crow. That's how he died. What? He got shot from a pop gun, and that was back in the 90s. So this is they use real guns, but it's supposed to be a different chemical, if I'm correct. I don't quote wrong, like different type of, like, the gunpowder. It's supposed to be different. It doesn't exchange, and that it's just like that's crazy. It's just,
I don't know, man. I think there needs to be some sort of investigation behind that, because that's really weird to me. One, okay, using real guns, but of course there's some sort of disclaimer, I'm sure, that all of them have to sign when they sign up.
I'm curious about that.
Yeah, for these situations, to the point where no one was arrested, no investigate. I don't know all the details right now, but based off of what we're talking about right now, it sounds like there's no arrest been made, no
But
investigation.
who
Or anything
there? I
like
mean,
that.
at this point, it's early, but I'm like,
Yeah.
they can't arrest him because he didn't even know that he was acting.
Oh yeah,
You
absolutely,
know,
100%,
But
100%.
it's just a nuts situation that would occur like that. Somebody, one, I was thinking, well, it would make sense for somebody that's acting to get shot. That would be the first thing that I was thinking. I'm like, how does somebody that's a director or on the set, how does that person?
You said it was a director, right? Who got shot? Like the director of the film, or was it?
I think of the
camera
film.
director. Okay,
I said cinematographer. Sorry,
I know cinematographer. She's the one that got killed, right? So
Yeah,
that's the person usually that's behind the camera. That's actually it makes it. They're the one that's actually shooting the scene, and so
that makes sense though. Like if you're trying to get certain angles and you're pointed at that person's direction, it's like, oh shoot, they're right in front of the barrel. You know?
Can you imagine like being on that set, bro? Like honestly. Like you're all acting, you're all doing your thing, and then you discharge the gun like you probably normally would, like you're saying, T. I'm not sure. We're not sure how that really works or whatever in that world, but imagine that you act, that happens, and then you thinking that it's something that's like, oh, it's just a prop gun, it's okay, and how it's shifted from that thought maybe to, oh my God, somebody.
Yeah, I'm going to therapy.
Absolutely.
You're gonna need.
I'm done at that.
I might be done acting. I'm not
gonna lie. At especially his stage of the game, like it's just that would be enough for me to end it. Like I'm done with the career. Like I'm 100% agree with that because so like the gun, like to make it look like that, depending on what they're shooting, because it seems like it's a movie that doesn't require a lot of like sci-fi, a lot of like camera, a lot of editing afterwards. So you want it to look as realistic as possible on the camera. So you need to see the fire of the actual gun and etc. So it looks realistic.
Right.
And I just think at this point it's 2021. We need to go into realistic gunfight that doesn't use those type of technology.
100%.
There should be some advancements because again, having someone died in 1990s from this same exact thing. And here we are almost 30 years later, and somebody is still died from the exact same thing. And it's not Brandon wasn't the first one. So it's like this, it's not a common thing, but
someone died on the set of Dark Knight.
Yeah. I agree. It's more common than people think. I
didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Crazy situation. And actually, Jamal, I'm sorry. Jamal actually said before we move on, Terrence, why wouldn't they use blinks? And I have no idea why they wouldn't use blinks.
So it is. So I bet you when we dig into deeper, it's not she was killed, but not using the same exact. It's not going to be the same thing as a real gun with live bullet and etc. But whatever they use is some type of offset, and it's supposed to, if I'm correct, it's supposed to give the same image. But I thought it had to do with the gunpowder, and so if that is not done, regardless. Somebody's getting sued, and somebody's gonna lose their job. So let's be very clear.
Somebody might go to jail, bro.
I don't see
somebody might go to jail, bro.
I see this more being negligence than a crime because I feel like with negligence there's a lawsuit, which means you committed like a civil law, which means your actions caused somebody to be killed. I don't see how this ventures into you purposely did this to commit a crime or etc.
No, I kind of disagree because even though there are. Again, I'm sure they sign waivers and everything like that when they go on sets like that, right? It might turn into a civil thing, but at the end of the day, you killed somebody, right? Yeah. That's still breaking the law. That's still like punishable crime. You know what I'm saying?
Manslaughter, maybe. I mean, or wrongful death. But it's even when wrongful death, like that crosses both. That crosses to me more civil than criminal.
Yeah, so
like OJ got found innocent of killing the lady, even though we know he did it, but then he got found guilty of wrongful death. Make sense to me. I don't know. OJ
didn't do that.
Okay.
Here we go.
That reluctant was so you guys, I don't know if you guys know Darius McCray from Family Matters. It's been a very interesting week for him all week long.
Is he famous? He's famous now.
He's famous. Yeah, right.
He's famous now.
A bunch of things going on before. Like I don't know if he mattered before, but now he matters because his, him and his girlfriend was on the show. Let's see what he's talking about here. And they're kissing. That's normal. Him and his girl. Right? But then she starts kissing everybody else. She kisses her and kisses her. So I don't know. So that was near the end of the week, where that took place. But at the beginning of the week,
talk about that beginning.
He and who was it? Sydney Starr, transgendered man who looks like a woman now. They were posing together, like, doing a little photo shoot together. There was a moment where they actually kissed each other, Terrence. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe they kissed each other.
That's what
I saw with my eyes.
That's what I saw with my eyes too.
And so he's been cleaning it up all week. And so it kind of brings this whole transgender conversation back to the forefront. If you don't know who Sydney Starr is, let me show you real quick. Let me show you because it was actually within the
a lot of people don't know who she is. That's why that was the crazy thing.
They don't know. Yeah. So this is Sydney Starr on the right of this. It's just kind of sitting here. That's the transgendered woman or man. That's now a woman. And that's who's kind of been trending all week with Darius all week long because of his photo shoot with her or whatever the case may be. So the question I have for you guys is just what is going on?
Apparently all family jewels matter. So it's we got the title wrong. It's not family matters, family jewels matter. Because apparently I'm just kidding.
It's extraordinary. And I don't really get what's happening. I don't know if he's like trying to plan for something. Like it's something about to happen in his career. Is a movie about to come out?
So,
it's like he hasn't mattered in years, He hasn't.
This was for this. I thought this was for publicity to like try to bring light to like the harmony,
relevance,
relevancy to transgender and the heterosexual male community, and kind of like shows like a great peaceful coalition between acceptance, and it just went viral because people have different opinions.
Yeah,
he's a known like straight male, and this is not like Malik Yoba, where Malik Yoba publicly said, "I'm into trans women." Darius McCray is like, I'm completely heterosexual. I'm engaged, and then we got this, which was a photo shoot, or it was not like they were caught. Let me be very clear. It was not like they were caught at a club at a private. No, this was done for a photo shoot, etc.
Right.
And so I think that changed the narrative a little bit.
I'm having a hard time grasping the fact that, okay, this was done for the photo shoot, but like y'all have seen the video, right? Of them doing the photo shoot. And I'm like, what was the intent exactly? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you trying to prove at this point? What was it for? Because it's looking real, not, I guess I don't want to use the word suspect, but it's like, yo, like the intentions. I'm questioning the intentions behind it. He's all in her face. I'm sorry. I don't really know how to address who. I don't know.
Mike's
I don't know. So
Mike, you will use her correct pronoun.
It is
she.
There it
is. Okay, she. So he is in her face.
Okay. I thought you was like correcting Terrence. I was like, ignorant. All right, Mike. Go ahead, Mike.
No. Respect.
Yeah, respect.
So like he's all in her face and they kissing on each other, and like there's a point in the video where like they kind of dancing or whatever like that, doing the photo shoot or whatever. But maybe he's just open like that and willing to do that. That's cool. But I'm like, for what though? Like again, it goes back to the whole relevance and trying to get the likes and get people to talk about it. Make it go viral.
It's the clearing up that I have an issue with. Like to me, you did it. Like you should. Like I don't know what stance he's in, but he was just. It's the I gotta record to counter what people are thinking, and then I gotta do an interview with my fiance and now show me kissing. So I'm like, all right, at this point,
me kissing her and her kissing everyone else. I'm like, why can't we just stop short of that? Like, why can't y'all just kiss in that video? Why she gotta kiss all the way?
I don't even like that though. I don't even like that. I don't even like the fact that I just don't understand. Like, why are you? So you're trying to clear something up, but so when you try to clear something up, it's like, are you hiding something?
So I think that whole clearing up video that they did with his fiance, right? Not wife yet, but fiance. That whole clearing up video and having her kiss all these different people in the room further proves, one, don't nobody care about COVID. Two,
listen, I want nobody kiss me. I want happening.
No,
nobody cares about it.
Two, that further proves like where they are within their relationship as far as like just being open to whatever with whoever. And if that's your cup of tea, cool, do you. But yeah, I don't think that has anything to. Yeah, own it.
That's
Own
my
it.
thing.
Malik
That's my
Yoba
exactly.
owned it. Malik Yoba owned it. Listen,
my thing,
I'm
T.
into trans. I am New York undercovered. I am into trans women. He owned it.
You're on
So
the top of it today, T. You know,
just saying, I like
New York
own it.
undercovered. Okay,
I can respect you if you own
I
it.
see
Like,
what-
makes sense.
I see what you did there. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the reality is that I, like you said, own it though. Like what I don't like is the whole going back and forth. You're at the diner with your auntie from Family Matters or whatever, and you're like, oh,
It's
my
my mom.
He
I'm
also
with
did
my
that this
mom.
week. I was like, oh, I'm with my mom. Yeah, I would say this differently. Da, 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 da. That's just like, I'm enough, bro. You're sitting there with a dude who has identified with, I'm now a woman. I'm a transgender woman. Whatever. The reality of the birth certificate, I have to only go by that. I'm sorry, I can't go by what you tell me to say you are.
But the doctors
by
got it wrong, John. The doctors got it wrong.
Okay, you heard what I just said. So with that being said, how much money would you?
There we go. Here we go.
How much money
no.
would it cost you to do a Darius McCray photo shoot where you are touching on the other dude and you have to kiss him a couple times?
And we're talking about the money is in front of your face, like Jeff Bezos comes out with the suitcase. This is yours. I'm trying to promote like positivity between the transgender community, and I need you to do this photo shoot with this transgender woman. Like,
so just for clarity, are we talking about a certain amount, or are we like just saying in general,
how much money would you need to do a Darius McCray stunt?
Jam said Bezos money. All the money. All of it in the world.
I would empty your bank account.
Billions.
Empty your bank account. Whatever you gave your wife, I want it. Whatever you gave your ex-wife, that's mine.
Every dime you've ever made. Yeah, I mean, no true words have been spoken. Thank you, Jamal. That's exactly what I was about to say. But gentlemen, please.
Oh gosh. No. I don't believe there is any amount of money. No. I can't do it. I can't do it. And I think what made me think about it was like, wait, so how much money? No, because that's the problem right there, right? People like money. The love of money is the root of all evil, whatever. Money runs everything in this world, and that's what people think about. They'd be like, so how much money is it? Like willing to sell a soul type situation. But
there are a lot of people, there are a lot of men out here that would absolutely be like, hey man, look, all right, it's a millie, it's a billy. I don't know what it is, but whatever the case of the number, whatever that number is for them, they just start moving and operating based off of that number. I don't know if there's one for me. I just think the reality is, and this is no disrespect to the transgender community, whatever you decide to do with your life and do, that's fine. We've just chosen that we don't want to do that. And so it's no offense to anyone, but we just want to be very clear. It's a no for me. It's a no.
And so the funny thing about this conversation is that I don't think people know how masculine men are and how much this is like. It's like, I see the money right there. And wherever you have I'm not even getting to whether you say yes or no. Let's just live in the fact that it's a struggle. Like it becomes a challenge, and the money is like, right here's my future of my kids, the longevity. Like my kids never have to work again. I don't like.
But then your kids grow up and be like, hey, daddy, how are you so wealthy? How'd you do that? And it takes you all the way back to that one fateful day.
Always reminded. Yes.
Takes you back to that one.
That day he took you to Pound Town.
Listen, the only thing I ask is that you don't ever bring this moment up again. Okay, I'll never tell, Daddy.
Listen, it's like
the same difference as Kim Kardashian. Like legit. She's only famous because she slept with Ray J, and the tape came out and it was exploited. Like it was exploited, and it was a big deal. And then she became relevant. And from that relevancy, she's now I will say she's made herself stay relevant. Like 100%.
She's a billionaire
and has made buckets and buckets of money. But
you saying the sex tape is what like put her foot in the door.
When Low West asked, "Hey, mommy, hey, how you get to be so famous? Why people want my picture?" Because I sucked a lot of
thirst.
because I did. That's the reality of the situation because she did some freaky stuff. You know.
So here's and what's so funny is like if you flip this narrative, if you ask a woman, you know, would she a heterosexual woman, would she kiss another woman, and she's completely straight? Like, let's say, like women, if you're on here, you're completely straight.
Terrence, you know where I'm about to go, right?
Listen, you are a completely straight woman. All the women that's on here, you're completely straight. You know, would you, for a certain amount of money, perform sexual acts or intimate acts?
You know where I'm about to go, right?
I already know where you're about to go with a woman for a certain amount of money.
Because there has been a statement that has been made.
I'm not going to say who made this statement. I will just say they are watching this podcast.
Don't say nothing. There's been a statement that's been made that says a woman eating the box is gay, but a woman receiving the eating of the box is not gay.
I agree.
What? Hold on.
I told you I agree. I agree.
Mike wasn't on that combo, but there was a conversation.
I agree.
That was stated that you eating the box
as a woman,
is gay or homosexual, and you can't turn back from it. But receiving the eating of the box there is no gay.
I agree.
Gayness there.
I agree with it.
No. Stay in here, everybody. Nobody leave.
Kalita said I'm not.
Please don't leave. We got to talk about this. We have to talk about this.
No, Kalita,
Nobody leave this live. I know it's 11:38 a.m. It's too early to be talking about this, but I want to clear this up because I feel like this is breaking news. When I was like, what? When I heard that, I said,
but it's true.
You gay, period.
How, Terrence?
You're not.
How?
You're not.
Okay.
It doesn't work for women.
Go ahead, Mike.
No. I'm saying
Mike.
it doesn't work for women. It's a double standard. It's a double standard. I'm gonna let Mike talk, but I'm watching. But then I'm gonna
like
prove to Mike.
Right now. I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna let.
But then I'm gonna take Mike's point. I know you're about to say, and I'm gonna prove to Mike.
Yep.
It don't matter. But go ahead, Mike. Let me talk.
Dog. So that's the same as.
Thank you, Jamal. Never too early for box. You got that right, Jim.
I
love it.
Yes.
The real MVP right there.
Jam is on it today.
That was the best statement.
We gotta send him a gift, yo. We gotta send Jam a gift. We gotta send Jason a gift for golf talk last week, and we gotta send Jam a gift this week.
Never too early to talk about this box. Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
Anyway, but all right. So
Eldora
you mean to tell me,
Jason.
Terrence?
She said gay Jason.
All right, so Terrence.
Parallel.
That's good.
All right, so you mean to tell me if you was to go down on the man,
it's gay.
That's gay.
Immediately.
Let him finish his statement.
If a man was to go down on you,
immediately gay. You are now.
You're gay either way.
You are now so it is a double standard, and I hate it. But I have to own the double standard. The moment as a man, that's why that money system scenario is difficult for us. Because the moment that I even get into this photo op for $1 billion and tongue this man or whatever, I have now transcended. Transcended.
I cannot. You are not transcended. Like
it's just fact.
The moment.
It's fact. You're not gay adjacent. You're not partially. You are as a man. Fully. You are fully into that lifestyle. So, and let me prove my point. My point here. Y'all ready?
I don't know.
You should be ready. All right. I promise y'all, it was just iced tea in this glass. That's my story.
I don't believe it. I don't think anyone here believes you.
If Renee or Jovita, or any man that's on this podcast, if your wife came home and said, you know, in college, I kissed a girl before, I did this before, you're not leaving her. As a matter of fact, you might even say, "Why'd you stop?" I know, I'm just joking. Look, I'm just kidding. I'm just saying, you're not leaving.
Joe, you hear that?
Look,
Renee, you hear? I don't hear.
Right. I'm speaking facts. You are not wild out this relationship. It is. You might even you might. Oh, really? Tell me more. You want to hear more about this because in your mind, it's just she's just being sexual, exploring, whatever. The moment you go home and tell your wife, you know, in college, it's over. Like
that brings me to another question.
It's over. The marriage is over. John, you will never get skins ever again. Mike, you will never get. You tell your wife you did anything with a man,
100%.
it's over.
100%. 100%. If I said 100%, and let me be clear, that never transpired in my life ever. Okay,
Ever.
But
Let me be very clear.
let you know. But
Not a
listen. So here's my question: how long you been married, Terrence?
It'll
10
be
years?
10 years in
10 years,
June.
and what you 6 years, Mike?
5
5 years.
going on 6.
All right. So my question is this: if you tell your wife, like, look, yo, bottom line is this, or let's say it like this: if your wife tells you, let's say it like this, your wife tells you, when y'all first started dating, she never told you the number, or she said the number of takedowns was less, and then she admits 8 to 10 years into your marriage, actually, I got taken down maybe 5 or 6 times more than I may have admitted. You know,
She was in these streets.
do you stay with her, or do you think, you know what, this is your hoe?
See, that's problematic for me, right? So I'm gonna use these hands. That's problematic. And the reason why is because we went into marriage where she's a virgin, or she was a virgin.
As far as you
So
knew.
don't do this to me.
In this scenario,
do not do this
okay,
on this
you have-
podcast.
scenario.
You are a
Right.
liar. I don't even know who you are anymore.
But do you stay with her? Or do you be like,
Yes.
you know what?
Yeah, you stay.
I can't stay with you. You
Yeah.
like, she's like, look, I've taken it, I've given it, like, I've been in these streets, and you're like, what say ye? You staying?
I would like to think that I would stay, and the reason why I say that is because, like, one, I'm willing to fight, nails and teeth type situation for my marriage. But like, when you say something like that, man, like, it's one thing to lie about how many bodies versus like you actually like having sex prior to us getting together versus, oh yeah, complete version versus like I done knocked down like 10, 12 people. Like, hold on, what?
I wonder what the threshold is though, because I'm like, what if it's like I had a threesome, I had a foursome, I you know what I'm saying? There have been nights that I woke up and I didn't know who
11.
who
That's
was with.
enough.
Like, I want to know, you know what I mean? Because I feel like I hear what you're saying, and I'm like, 4 or 5 bodies might not be bad, but is there a threshold where you're like, you know what? Okay, enough. I didn't know you was a hoe like that. Like I just didn't know it. Now that I have up to date breaking information. How does that possibly change the trajectory?
And I just want to highlight Khalid's comment because I'll find them. Find these women. She said that there are women who might be into the guy. If I'm correct, there might be into a guy who may have like be interested in guys. Like a guy, your husband is.
Oh my God! Spit it out. What are you talking?
I can't because I'm trying. I don't want to turb it for it, but there are women who are into men who might be into another man, and it's just weird.
Yeah, I mean, look, if that
that's
your preference, if that's your preference, cool. If y'all down for that, cool. As for me and my house, nah, I just ain't rocking. Just ain't rocking with that.
I stand by my statement. That's my point. Why I say it's a double standard. If my wife tells me she used to be with women, even if my wife tells me she was intimate with women, or has like thoughts about women, which she never would, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. But if you flip that, she's out.
She's out.
Yeah,
she's out. She can't even. And then not even that. She's gonna tell you, don't even talk about it because I can't even tell my family why we divorced. Just know that we divorced. You can have everything. Just don't talk about it.
She gonna tell her family.
No, she gonna sign a non-disclosure agreement, an NDA.
Whispering at Thanksgiving.
Don't tell me I lost my husband to another eggplant. Like it's just.
I'm just telling you, she's gonna be telling everybody.
You'll never be able to eat a hot dog again.
Man, you better cook out like that.
Listen, you'll never be able to eat a banana again.
Every time you put that sausage back down.
You nasty man.
Nasty man.
She never gonna let you hit it up, and that's the reason why I wouldn't take the money. Even for me, for my own stuff, I can't take the money with that scenario we presented earlier with the photo shoot. I can't go home to my wife and she's looking at me like, I like this money. However, you kissed the eggplant. I just want you to be very clear. Like you're not even a man no more. And you try to get into an argument, you wasn't saying that when you was with that girl. Like it's just like I can't do it.
Darlene said, I think if it's discussed beforehand about bisexual experience, then it wouldn't be a problem. Of course. I feel like of course, but I'm just saying if it comes up in the middle of your 8 to 10 year ride.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden she's like, yeah, I've been out here in these streets. I've been with women. I've been with men. I've been with both. Like whatever the case may be. I just wonder what the threshold. I wondered what the threshold would be for you and your marriage. Like, would you be like, man, that enough, or would you be like, you know what, it's all good, babe. You know, it's all in your past. You know,
I think for me, the issue I would have, and I've seen, actually, I saw shows to talk about this. There's one on Netflix. I think it was called it was something like, it was like Sex Life, something like that. It was where the issue for me is that if you get married, it's an intimacy thing, and I don't know all of you, and I feel like I want to know all of you, and if you kept this part from me, I feel like that has not been shared with me, and not even the amount of people, whatever. I would be mad if my wife was into things that I didn't even know about, and I might have been into it too, but because you didn't share it with me, we missed this experience together, and so you actually were living unfulfilled, sexually unfulfilled.
Sure.
And you wouldn't have to be if we just had conversations about it.
So I actually like I hear you on that. I actually like Jovita's comment about like going into marriage as a lie. And just full transparency, there were things that I had to, I guess, clean up, previous relationships that I had to clean up prior to me and Renee, like getting into a relationship, getting serious within our relationship, so on and so forth. There are things that I needed to let her know about that had happened about my past and stuff like that prior to us getting into marriage. And that was something that I had like a heart to heart with, like with God about. I was like, yo, like I want no secrets going into marriage. Like whether it was, previous relationships that I might have had with close friends that we have to this day. Like, if it was a friend that I had previous to us getting together, we had relations. Now we're still friends. Now we're about to get married. Hey, look, this friend is staying around. So I think you need to know that me and them used to, X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
So like, it's like stuff like that. I needed to make sure everything was aired out prior to us getting married.
Be clear, that friend would no longer be around. Tanisha, just
I thought we talked about that last week.
Yeah, it's like you did what with who? Okay, cool. So she's blocked. Right. Like I don't care if she's an expert in realtor. She's no longer your realtor. She's
no longer invited to the Christmas party.
Nope.
CFC says you can get a girl a big house and 7 kids and she can have it all, but if the gardener smashes the daylights out of her, she leaving you for him. Maybe facts. I don't know.
Listen.
That might be the case. So Terrence, you're in the educational system, and I guess you can help me understand how these things transpire at school. I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, this was great.
Oh man.
Tomahawks. All right. Okay. So got to what? So got to what? So got to what? So got to what?
Yeah.
So got to what? So got to what?
Mm-hmm. And then even more.
Okay. I just ran into the rock god.
The rock god.
And he spit out. Sorry. This is just too funny. He spit out these beautiful rocks. Which my children painted. I pulled them out of my pants. No, wait, no. But the rock. Water goddess.
Terrence.
I help you.
What is happening?
Please tell me the secret of the internet. Please.
The secret. And she's laughing the entire time.
Yeah, I'm
because she knows she looks like a plum idiot.
This is the best one right here. Look at the kids. Terrence. Terrence.
I'm done.
Terrence.
Oh man.
So Devin said she watched Moana and lost it.
Yo.
I see that comment.
I'm with Khalida though, because she was like, I'm triggered.
So
like, I legit wanted to cuss just now, because that's so bad,
if you
man.
need an update of what's going on, the Native American student filmed the video of his math class. That was math class, everybody.
Oh, so the student was a Native American student?
He's a Native American student.
Oh.
After several minutes of the teacher quote, war whooping and tomahawk chopping. The student began filming because he, quote, felt the violence was being committed against him and he had the right to record. Should she be fired, everybody?
I like Aldoras's comment. She said, I don't know what makes me more mad. How off rhythm she was. I expected off rhythm. No offense. I do expect that part. But so here's the thing. So what people don't, I guess what's gonna happen, people say, well, we need to blame the administration. People be doing stuff that we don't know about. As an administrator, like they don't, stuff like that, you would not have to run past him before you did it, right? And you hire people with especially because I'm looking at her class dynamics, and it is a very diverse classroom. And so you hire people hoping that they teach lessons that express the ethnicities within their classroom. Okay. But we don't want you to mock them ethnicities. No. She's flat out like, it's 2021. If this was 1990s, I get it. I understand it.
I would see that in my class.
Oh my God. But it's 2021 with everything that's going on. Why did you think that was okay?
Why, man? Yeah. Lady, where are you? Where are you located where you think that's fine?
My fist was bald the entire time.
Also, what does that have to do with math? Where's the add?
There's that question right there.
It's a math class.
Was she trying to cross curricular? Like what was she trying to get
forced into history? Like, no, her form of history? Jeez.
She's trying to get a highly effective score because she included other subject matters into her lesson.
I get it. Like, I just don't get it. It's math. Like, help us add, ma'am. Subtract, divide, multiplication. Not hopping off of desks with the Indian
Sukatao. I want to Google that because I want to know, is that even like, that's not a. It
was aggressive, and it made me think of like, so I don't know much about the Native American culture to that degree, right? But I'm thinking about as an African American, like if I saw a teacher mimicking slavery, what that would look like that'd be the equivalent. You know what I mean? So I would be like, ma'am, I'm going to swing on you if you act like a slave.
And that's happened. Like there's stories where a white teacher's trying to craft the experience, so she has all the the kids and the black kids and chains and puts them in the front of the classroom, and I'm just like, ma'am, there's other ways to get this across. There's other ways to get this. Put on Amistad, just play it.
So I wish I had
I might swing on you just because I'm watching.
There you go.
Right. I wish I had the post that I seen that was shared with that, right? So they shared the video and somebody had posted like, hey, look, I'm half Native American. I have roots. I can, I would partner with you. I can show you certain traditions and stuff like that. But if you walk around this classroom, soca, whatever like that, if you walk around in front of me like that, I'm gonna punch you in the face. Like that was legit, like, their comment behind it. And I agree with that's racism and whiteness at its finest, man.
So watch this, and that's my here's the point. Let me be very, very, like, your point you make very clear. Racism is when you. I don't think this is racism. What I think this is uneducated, and it's just a lack of common. She's not good at her job.
No,
she's a horrible teacher.
Mainly because she's supposed to teach math. I don't know why we just keep breezing past math teacher. Like,
she doesn't. She does not grasp the offense behind what she's doing. There's no way in the world. Now, I'm saying that just off of this evidence alone. It is ignorant and unacceptable. Now, if I go through her teaching practice and see evidence of her kicking out only the black kids and doing this, then I got to say, okay, this she's a bigot. At this point, she's just an idiot and she's ignorant and she doesn't understand how offensive this is.
Yeah,
and she should if she lost her job, I 100% understand why she lost her job.
Adore said I had a teacher click her tongue at me after she said my last name because she thought that's how Africans talked.
Yes. Whoa. And that idiot didn't understand that there's different dialects and etc. within the African culture. Like,
okay, so I agree. Ignorance, yes. They're just okay. I know we always joke about like how sensitive society is and stuff like that now.
Yeah.
But we have to be more mindful of people's like culture, history, things like that to not make offenses, like simple offenses like that, man. Like that could have been simply avoided. You know, with
Read the
everything
room. Read the room. Like,
come
what
on,
are you
man.
Yeah.
Read the room. They are sitting there like laughing and putting their heads down on desks because they're like, what are you doing, lady? Like, what are you doing right now? And your video, I mean, in an age where everyone has a phone, is that really what you think is a good idea? You don't think that was gonna go viral?
I'm telling you, she does not understand that was offensive. And you know what's so funny is, and I'm to bring in like I'm not, because I feel like in some aspects, as we grow in this journey to equity and grow in this journey, all of us as Americans grow in this journey of not trying to marginalize certain groups and cultures. I've been watching this show on HBO, and it's about a hotel. I can't think of the name of the show right off the top of my head. It's about a hotel in Hawaii. Somebody who's seen that show, drop it in, because it was actually really, really good. Drop the name. I can't think of it. But the one thing I learned about the show was how the idea of the luau. And a luau is a common practice that we see even in corporate America. They do luau's. They're doing these little things. And one thing that I learned from the show is that the directors and the actors were talking, and then it was a scene in the show where it was offensive to Native Hawaiians. People in Hawaii hate it. Like, there's certain mass groups in Hawaii who actually hate that we use Hawaii as a tourist because they've marginalized what a luau was. It's something very sacred. It's very traditional, very cultural, and we marginalize it, and we don't give height to what it means to their people. So it's very disrespectful. And I had never thought about it until I watched this show. I just thought it's a luau, it's fun, blah, blah, blah. But to people who are very serious about that, it's not. And it reminds me of what that lady just did. And it actually changed my mindset of like, do I even really want to visit Hawaii if that's going on? Because now I'm adding to it. I'm adding to a group of to a corporation that is marginalizing the native people of Hawaii, especially if you understand the history of how that country was removed from those people. There's so much more to it. And so, like, that's why I say I'm not judging that much. I am judging her, but I'm privy to, even as Black people, do we contribute to a society doing that? When at the end of the day, it's just we got to do better when we realize we got to do our research. And she didn't do her research. She would know that she
didn't read the room, Terrence. It's not just
there's a Native American student right there. It's a Native American student right
filming
in your
you.
class.
Like, he's giving us angles. He's turning around. Right. So like, at no point did you feel like, you know what, they might be videoing me right now. I don't even know. But I felt like that was just ridiculous. And there's one last thing I want to hit before we hop off, y'all. This was a serious, crazy situation. A 61-year-old Florida man receives a backlash for marrying his goddaughter as soon as she turned 18. And the quote was, "You little girls jealous of my wife." There's a video here where she's talking. Let's see.
Like y'all said, how I'm young and my mind ain't open all the way. Okay, well, a young nigga is even worse than a young female. Why the fuck would you think that I want to sit around and be with a young nigga that want to fuck other people and don't got his mind made up, don't know what he want, don't want to commit, don't want to get out his mama house, don't want to do that? Why the fuck would I want that? That's not what I want. I don't want that. I want to be with a nigga that know what the fuck he want in life. I want to be with a nigga that got stacked up his bread. Play
little. She don't remember when she was with me. I lost my kids to DCF. A lot of y'all know I used to snout patty, sold a lot of motherfucking drugs, whooped a lot of ass, went to jail a lot. I was young and wild as fuck. I don't apologize, and I'd be goddamn if I apologize any motherfucking more.
Okay, there's a lot of questions in that, but sorry about that, y'all. But it seemed like I'm the only whatever in this town have married a young woman, but since it's me, they got to have something to talk about. This is the Godfather. Look like you little girls are jealous of my wife, but keep on promoting us. I love it. So here's the interesting thing for me. What I notice is that there's a lot of grooming going on and a lot of molestations in these families, in our families and stuff like that, and nobody's talking. Nobody's saying nothing. This is a more blatant, clearly like out in the forefront. I'm marrying somebody within my family or my family circle. Like, I'm 61 and this person's 18. So you're grooming this person before she's 18. You just happen to marry her at the age of 18. So I just felt a way about it that I want to at least bring to the forefront of this conversation of like this idea where this stuff happens, it hits in families all over the world. Yeah. And oftentimes it's the stuff that's not talked about. It's not discussed. We just, even, within all families happens, but like, I know we just try to be very protective of our child, when we're around anybody, that we may even feel a little bit like, hey, man, I don't know about you. I don't know how you move. And so we don't even make our daughter hug everybody. We're very cautious about, because it used to be how we grew up was like, yo, go give him a hug, go give him a kiss and give him a hug. Don't be disrespectful, because it's seen as disrespectful. But in this day and age where I'm more aware now, I'm like, I actually don't feel like you need to give everybody a hug, because they actually, I don't know, I don't trust them.
There's some wild people out here.
It's some wild people.
Where's the dad? I'm just leaving at that point. Where's the dad?
I don't know. I mean, like most situations, where's ever the dad?
So I'm thinking about it. So I don't have kids, but I got nieces, I got cousins, I got like kids around me that I've seen grow up to the point where they're, adults now, or even like, reaching the age of 18, man. And I think it's really upsetting, man. And it worries me, because I'm like, there are people out here that are looking at these kids when they're growing up. You had a good point, John. Like, the fact that he married her at 18 goes to show, like, he had seen her before she was 18.
That's right.
And that is, for me, that's so disheartening, man. And it makes me want to, like, hold my kids just a little bit closer, you know what I'm saying? And be more mindful of who they're around, who you allow in your family, who you allow to be godparents. In situations like that, bro. Like, I can't fathom the anger, frustration, the whatever feelings, resentment, whatever that I have, knowing that, the godfather of my child married my child. You know what I'm saying? That's so like.
And, Darlene said they had a kid together before she was 18. I didn't know that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, the guy she married.
The godfather had a kid with the goddaughter.
Before
she was 18. This family tree is getting very awkward.
Yeah, this is very R. Kelly-ish.
Yeah. But the reality is that oftentimes we don't talk about it in our families. We just kind of keep a silent watch over the people that we suspect. And I'm just not going to act like it doesn't happen in families. I'm not. We're not going to just act like that don't be happening. Whether you want to admit it or not, that's your life, your decision. But I'd be like, nah, I know it happens. And I'm not going to let it happen in my family. And not at least have the conversations of these type of things. Where it's like, man, this stuff is worse. Like Jamal just said, it's even worse. Where you're sitting there and you're like, yo, like you just said, I made you the godfather of my child. That was never an opportunity for you to look at my child the whole entire time and be like, man, she's cute. Wait till she grow up, and I'm gonna be with this child, bro. That you're 61 and she's 18.
It's curious because I want to know, like when you watch your friends. Like when you watch your friends and their actions, do we hold our friends accountable? Like, do you see like aspects of something that could go wrong and you don't mention anything to your friends? In other words, like
if you don't hold them accountable, y'all ain't friends, man.
That's what I said. Like he had to be dating young. Like he always dating young girls. Yeah. Like she may not have been 18, but you seen him like, oh, he got this 20-year-old. He's like 50-something.
That's the equivalent of the R. Kelly situation, right? Like people knew and seen him talking to these younger girls or whatever like that, and people refused to check him. People refused to hold him accountable. And now here we are years later, people coming out about all these different things that's happened to him. The guy's in jail, whatever. It happened years later, but imagine all the trauma that folks have had to endure from that time, where inception to where we are now. Like, those are the things that we need to be forward thinking about to avoid from happening to our kids.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's something that I definitely want to keep at the forefront of our minds. I was like, just when I saw that story, I was like, that's this, and then to see the girl defend him, right? To see that, it just really shows the amount of grooming, the amounts of I matter now more than I should. Yeah, I am now more important to you than I should be in your life, and now I'm your husband. I mean, they're married, bro.
And that's the thing. When she was talking, I see her side. Yeah. I see her side. Like, I'm gonna be very clear. I see her side, but she doesn't know anything else. She's 18. She's immature. Right. She's like,
she don't even know what she don't know.
She doesn't even know anything. She hasn't lived.
Yeah.
So I get her side is his side.
Yeah, it's a 61-year-old. So I mean, I say all that to say let's create a culture where we actually call that stuff out. Because I know for me and mine and for my kids, I look at it and I'm like, we have conversations, my wife and I, a little bit like, no, you don't got to hug everybody, you don't got to kiss it, because my daughter's very affectionate. My oldest is very affectionate. She's and I'm like, you're hey, slow that down a little bit. You don't got to be super affectionate with people you don't know. Like, we'll go out and like we met people and she's like hugs them the first time because she's just an affectionate child. She has no idea the world that we're in, where it's like they can misrepresent, and then start trying
we
to
have to protect their innocence, man.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. And it's like, and I don't know if it used to be as bad, you know what I'm saying, where our innocence had to be protected to the degree in which now we got to protect it, you know what I'm saying? Because in a culture like we talked about last week, where they're talking about a boy went into a girl's bathroom, he identified as a girl, so he was allowed to go into a girl's bathroom and sodomize another girl that was in the bathroom. Yeah, it's a culture that's like, man, my children are growing up in this culture, and I cannot, man, listen.
That happened, John.
I will be serving time. I'm gonna
that
be
happened
serving
this
time.
week. Yeah. That happened to me this week, where I had a student who's transitioning, but the other way around, like flip it the other way around. Can
you just say what the transition?
She wants to be considered a boy.
Okay.
And she asked if she could use the boys' bathroom.
Okay.
And I had to pause because I don't know what legal ground I have to stand on right now. And that's the scary part. And I came up with a happy medium. I said, hey, I would feel more comfortable if you use the nurse's bathroom, which is like, it's only one stall and you can go in there by yourself, if that makes you feel more comfortable, right? But even when I said that, I'm like, did I just violate her rights or his rights? You see where I'm going? Like, it's just,
you don't even know.
It was so funny. We just talked about that, John. We just talked about it, and it happened.
That's what happened to me earlier.
It happened to me this week.
Yeah. I mean, I think the happy medium is giving that. I think it's so funny because now it's so many different precedents that have been set, and I know we got to wrap, but there's been so many different precedents that have been set, right? So we're talking about even like gay marriage versus like regular marriage. It's like, oh, don't minimize our marriage because so to give us like a civil union, is that what it's called? Like instead of marriage itself, they give you like a, you have some of the benefits of marriage, but you don't get to have the full rights of marriage. That was the whole fight for equality. So it's like the same difference for the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I don't have the full right to be I'm a guy, but I want to be a full woman, and I want to be treated as a full woman. I should have the full rights of a full woman. Like, it's like, that's the ideology behind that narrative. And I'm like, nah, I got kids that gotta like live in this new world and try to make sense of all this stuff and try to make it make sense. You can't make it make sense this way to them. I mean, you just can't. You just cannot. So I guess I'm looking at it and I'm like, how do I protect? Like you said, protect them, shield them, like hold on to their innocence. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be the predators within our families or whether it be the wave of society that's kind of saying, okay, all things are permissible and everything is okay. Who's gonna hold this back and be like, I don't know, man, this is not okay.
What's that scripture? That scripture says all things are what?
Everything's permissible, but not acceptable.
Yes, because technically, she's 18, he's 60. It's legal.
All right, Terrence, we're gonna wrap it right there.
No. I'm using that scripture to support our thing. It just because it's legal doesn't mean it's a good thing. Like, makes sense. And just because like you found a gray area, the loophole, it doesn't mean it's like a.
It's inappropriate beyond words. Beyond words. I mean, it's the child is a child. At 18, she's a child, and we as adults should be calling that stuff out and the issues that we haven't been. And so that's why somebody can feel so emboldened and be like, no, I'm fine with it. This is, I'm good with it. Like, leave us alone, and I'm okay if y'all have that energy towards us because it's been emboldened over time.
That's a good topic because I'm playing devil's advocate. Is 18 a child? Because it's not a child to go to war. It's not a child to smoke cigarettes.
Like Michelle Pat just said, he was messing with her before she was 18.
Yeah, we know that. That's a given.
And I just think that's a good topic. And Janelle said our culture doesn't have to use the standard of God technically.
Nope.
And that's the reality.
It's not even technically anymore. They're blatant. At this point, it's blatant. Like, we are not a Christian nation. You kill that. We're not.
We're not.
Speaking of Christian nation, so 1 Corinthians 10:23, all things are permitted, but not all things are of benefit. All things are permitted, but not all things build people up. So that's like the American Standard Version. King James says, all things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient. Yes. All things are lawful for me, but all things edify not. So like like you were saying, like all things are like, yeah, available to us, but that doesn't mean it's going to be like good or edifying to us. You know, the best course of action for us.
Yes. That's what I was about to make.
Yeah, it's a sticky situation, guys. And listen, Dr. Mike always coming through with the knowledge. We appreciate that, sir. And the reality of it is, guys, we do have to be vigilant. We do have to, like some of you said even earlier in the podcast, we got to stand up, step up, say things that needs to be said. The harder things that have to be stated, we got to say it because the culture is not going to teach our kids. Culture is going to teach our kids how to be how culture wants it to be. But we got to be like I saw some people saying, like, as fathers and as parents, we got to be parents to these kids. Yeah, because these kids are getting out here and they're seeing a lot that I was literally just thinking this week, they're seeing so much that we never saw. Like stuff we never ever saw till we were like 17, 18 in college. And we were like, oh, okay, 2 girls kissing in a party. That was normal at that time. Yeah, but like to see that at 5 and 6 years old, that's crazy, man. That's we think about it. We were almost 12 and 13 years later before we saw that on a regular basis. What I'm saying.
Yeah, and to that point, Khalida was mentioning like we got to normalize empowering kids to speak up about things too. Yeah. So the like to communicate and to talk about things that they're experiencing. So for instance, like even with my nephew, you know, we're constantly talking to him about like, hey man, use your words, or like, hey, if you want something, like speak up about it and why, like identify why you want this thing, and identify why this is happening to you. Just to kind of build that mindset of like being able to process what's happening,
confidence,
confidence, and put it into words to the point where you can verbalize it, because ain't nobody a mind reader, right?
Yep.
So
I like Michelle's comment. I think it's a good comment to end with. Michelle, Pat.
I like her comment. I think she was no, that wasn't it, I guess.
That was it. That's the one I'm talking about.
Oh, I think she was brainwashed because he ugly. Okay.
I love it.
I thought it was something like mind provoking.
I think she's speaking facts. She's speaking bars.
That's a factual factor.
Yeah. Yep. One thing I was gonna say before that last comment was, I know one thing I know I'm working on with my daughter now, even though she's about to be 4 in a couple of weeks, is a thing of just looking people in the eye and speaking up, stating it. Like, don't look down, don't be like unsure, like state your thing, and training her up to do that. Even the idea of looking people in the eye is important, because that lets people know how serious you are about what you're saying and stating.
Yes.
So I'm teaching her that almost all the time. Like, look up, speak up, state what you feel, and don't be scared to say it, because this world is not for the weak, man. You got to be out here just going for it. So, guys, it's been a wonderful podcast today,
Great
man.
show.
The engagement has been amazing. We had a lot of things to talk about. I'm very sorry for the family that was affected by the gunshots at the set, man. I'm really sad about that, John. I'm really trying to process through that.
Prayers going up for the family.
But absolutely, prayers will have to go up for that family with that loss. And so listen, thank you guys for taking the time to listen to the Let's Be Real podcast. We really appreciate it. We got our man, Dr. Mike, with us again, giving us that knowledge. It was a great show. And of course, you already know how Terrence is. He always here. So, anyway.
Terrence is Terrence.
Terrence is Terrence. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for listening to the podcast. You can always follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We're on YouTube right now. I see some people are commenting from YouTube. I love that. Hop on YouTube and send some comments and say some things. I don't care. Just watch it just to watch it. I don't know. Give us some more viewership. And of course, you want to make sure that you leave a review about the podcast on iTunes and let us know how we're doing with the show. Always share, always like, always promote, and help us get this word out that we're doing this show. Please. Any other announcements, church announcements you got?
Nope. Like, share, subscribe.
Yes. Terrence, you look like you had something to say on the tip
follow
of your tongue.
Us. That's it.
Follow.
Okay.
Follow us.
All right. Just following us. Okay,
give us a thumbs up and do what you love.
All right. So I don't know if he's reading my shirt or not, but listen, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. My name is John.
My name is Mike.
And I'm not taking that money from Steve Bezos for that, no matter how much he offers. I'm still there. I'm not taking
We'll see what Terrence does. He's a little nasty. All right. Thank y'all so much for listening to the podcast. Love you guys. Peace.
Peace.